What's happening, y'all? So this week I decided I wanted to look in at this Cowboys 49ers playoff game. I took particular interest because, as y'all know, I used to be a D-line coach, and so what happens on the front seven, I take particular interest, especially in the run game, but I mean a little with the pass game depending. But just seeing the game when it was on, I just remember 49ers getting a whole bunch of yards on the ground early, which kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. And I paid more attention to that than I did for whatever happened at the end. And as y'all know, I am no Dallas Cowboys hater at all. Sarcasm. But I just wanted to point this out to just teach a lesson on what I feel about defensive football and what to do and what not to do in the trenches, because you win or lose right there. And I ultimately believe that's why the Cowboys lost, especially on defense. But before I continue, I got to say, first of all, that I believe that it was more of a better job by the 49ers in their scheme and their execution than necessarily it was a fail by the Cowboys. But still, there's certain stuff that I got to point out. So, here we go. First play. We got an A's formation and a zone right as the play call. And instead of getting all the gap assignments for the defense, I want to highlight these two. I'll start off with number 97 because as a defensive lineman, you want to be square, facing upfield. You want to get hands inside the lineman's chest, and you want to have eyes in the backfield to be able to get into your gap and to be able to plug up whatever you see. But you don't see him do none of that here. Also, I want to come back to Micah Parsons on this play because the angle he takes to the ball and how he engages with the block is not typically what you want it to be. Instead of him scraping over like you see him do right here, I prefer that he comes straight downhill so that the space that the running back has is cut down, and maybe you can have the pursuit get the play behind you. Though athletic, he is undersized, and he need to remember that. This here I thought was just a great play and execution by San Francisco. Start off with, let's take a look at the motion. They take Leighton Van Der Esch out the box, and now you got even 6-on-6 for the blocking. Perfect. Micah Parsons is supposed to scrape over the top, which basically means he's shuffling over to his left and pursuing the play from the backside. Number 97, you want him to have hands straight into the lineman's inside chest and be looking in the backfield. And then you want number 28 to be the contain guy. He's going to get to the end man on the outside, engage with him, contain the play, and then go inside and make a tackle if he can. All right, so I already see number 97 ripping through like he on a pass rush move. In the run game, I prefer them to be square-shouldered upfield, hands inside, and be reading the backfield. Parsons is just stepping straight downhill instead of scraping over and pursuing the play. And so number 28 actually contained beautifully here, but he could have still got off the block, ripped inside, and made the tackle on Debo, but now he offered a TD. This right here is another example of that contain play. So right here, you want the cornerback outside, Trevon Diggs, to contain this play. Stay outside, force the play back in. But you see, he don't do that. Just ole. Just going inside the block. Exactly what you're not supposed to do. It might could have been a flag for holding, but I mean, it's still a bad angle. But it was plays like that and this next one that really caused the Cowboys to get out of their fundamentals. It really made them undisciplined the rest of the game. Oh, and good pursuit here by Parsons. This is what I mean by scraping over and pursuing the play from the backside. This is perfect right here. And so all them outside runs and jet sweeps got them off their game. So this time, you're going to see them not even step into their gaps like they're supposed to. All linemen and linebackers got to do this to keep their fundamentals. So what you have here is they're going to be flowing sideways to go with the motion instead of stepping to their gap. And so you'll see these three that I have highlighted, they're just going to flow. Or the linebackers, they're just going to sit still. They're not going to step up like they're supposed to. And you end up having a big run. But I want to rewind this right fast because I want y'all to see something that I hate from the defensive lineman. So I want y'all to look at number 91 right here. So it's one thing to step in your gap if it's inside, but it's another thing to get thrown off your trail so much that you end the path of another D lineman, because you see him right up next to 96 right now. Now, I'm not giving him the complete blame on the play because it is a Hall of Famer coming right at him. And then Parsons should have stepped downhill to make the tackle. But at the same time, you still can't let yourself get off your track like that. So now we're going to take it to the pass game where, just like with the run fits, you have your lanes that you want to stay in. So we'll start with Randy Gregory right here. He goes inside. He doesn't have contain, and then Garoppolo has a clear lane to throw. The thing is, I don't expect Randy Gregory to make a sack, but I at least expect him to get up in the QB face and not give him a free pass. Now, this is a situation where I swore somebody did something wrong. There's no way you should have two defenders in the same gap. My money's on Parsons because it looked like the D lineman was already making his way over there to that B gap. But yeah, so you have a free lane, and then Garoppolo has room to make another pass. But let's look at an example of something good. So this one here from my homeboy from Aiken, South Carolina, DeMarcus Lawrence, with a good spin move to get himself back in the lane and to get to contain and force the pressure. They ended up getting like 1 yard. It wasn't a sack on the play, but I'll take 1 yard over a free pass. Now, overall, the Dallas Cowboys gave up a lot of yards on the ground. And to be honest, most of it actually came from Deebo Samuel. With the amount of plays that he was able to make, it caused them to break their contain and to forget their fundamentals overall defensively. All that side to side, all those sweeps and those outside zones, they really messed them up as far as their fundamentals on the front line. And as you can see, they just didn't know what to do. And so it messed them up for the rest of the game on certain key plays that they could have stopped. But that's how it goes sometimes. I mean, they were better at stopping plays where they had more personnel up front, like in ace and in high formations, but you can't count on that for a whole game. You got to have fundamentals from start to finish no matter what's going on. But then again, it's just another thing with the Cowboys. Every year in the playoffs, they do the same thing, and, we shouldn't be surprised at this point. Anyways, appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.